I've heard you say that before, and now that you just said that, it's like, okay, yeah, I confused what's not me with me.
Right, and why do you keep doing that?
And it's so simple. Once we do forgive, it is life changes, man. And it's like I have a whole new life.
No, you want to hear my Donald Trump impression?
Yes.
Frankly, I'm on the phone with Jesse Lee Peterson. He's a great guy. He calls me the Great White Hope. I mean, really, this Jesse guy, he's a great guy.
Rob, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse, thanks for taking my call. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for playing that clip of Joe Biden, because that relates to my question this morning.
Okay.
So I've been doing the silent prayer for almost a year now. I forgave my mother back in February, and things have been great. You know, my life has really improved, but I woke up angry this morning. I started with a dream that got me angry, and then I started getting angry at the world. You know, all this stuff going on with how crazy our president is, and all these wars breaking out. And I'm arguing with my parents through this anger, you know, which is kind of interesting. Like, whenever I get angry at the world, I argue with my parents because they voted for this guy, you know? And one, I just think that's interesting. I kind of want to hear what you think about that. But also, it's like, well, where does that end? And, you know, what do you do with that?
With what?
With that anger, if the way it persists, and the whole idea that I'm getting angry at my parents, you know, it just seems crazy. I'm kind of embarrassed to admit it, to be honest with you.
So you live with your parents?
No, I don't.
And so did you call them up and argue with them?
No, I haven't. I haven't talked to them about politics in almost a year and a half now, because it would just be me arguing with them.
And so you argue with them in your mind?
Exactly.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
And do you want to be angry?
No, of course not. You know, the thing is, it's like...
And did you make yourself angry?
Yeah, well, I had it's funny because I haven't been angry in a long time, probably 6 months.
And did you make yourself become angry this time?
It was a dream. I was sleeping. I had a dream that somebody was telling me to do something at work. I was like, I do what I do what I want, you know? And then I woke up.
And did you make yourself get angry?
Yes.
How did you make yourself get angry?
For whatever reason, okay, so I woke up and I looked at my phone and I looked on Twitter, and then I just saw the world falling apart. You know?
And
so
how did you make yourself get angry? What are the steps that you did to make yourself get angry?
Well, when I'm thinking about, you know, how Joe Biden's ruined the country, or you know, how these wars are breaking out, I'm kind of presenting that, my point of view, to my parents. For whatever reason, that's like, you know, if I'm making an argument how things ought to be or how I wish they were.
Do you want to be angry?
No, I don't.
You don't want to be. And so if you don't want to be angry, why do you get angry?
I don't know. It must be something to do with my ego or the desire to win an argument. I don't know.
And how did you don't want to be angry, but you became angry anyway. How did you make yourself angry? What are the steps you did to do something that you didn't want to do? You didn't want to be angry, but you said you made yourself angry anyway. How did you do that?
I think I was looking at the news.
You were looking at the news?
Yeah.
And the news made you angry?
Yeah.
And how did the news make you angry?
Well, maybe I didn't understand why my family would vote for the president.
How
the current
did the
president.
news make you angry? Because all you were doing was looking at the news. The news wasn't
Right.
there. You were looking at something. How did the news make you angry if the news wasn't there?
It just looks like a slow-moving train wreck.
But how did it make you angry, though? You're looking at a movie. You're looking at something on television or internet. How is looking at something making you angry?
Well, I don't know, Jesse. I really don't know. That's why it caught me off guard. That's why I called in this morning.
Right.
Because
Is it possible that you are not making you angry?
yeah. Is it possible that I'm making myself angry? Is
That
what
you're
asking?
not. That you're not making yourself angry.
What would the alternative be?
Just think about this. You don't want to be angry, right? Anger is
Right.
evil, right? You don't want to be angry, but yet you say you make yourself angry. Why do you make yourself angry if you know anger is evil and it's not something you want to do? Is it possible something else is making you angry?
Yeah, it's a demonic spirit within me.
And so why do you call it you then? Why do you say, I make myself angry, if you know that it's a demonic spirit
Right.
that made a home in you?
Right. You
No,
know
that
what?
was a
'Cause
question.
Because I get confused by it. That's why. Because I've heard you say that before, and now that you just said that, it's like, okay, yeah, I confused what's not me with me.
Right. And why do you keep doing that?
Because it's a hard lesson to learn, I think.
Why not catch yourself in the act and realize the moment you start saying, I'm angry, I'm mad at my mom and my dad, I'm mad about the world, I'm mad. Why not catch yourself and realize, you know what, that's not me getting mad. That doesn't even make sense. I don't want to be mad. Why would I make myself mad? Why not catch it in the act and stop?
You know, I think, honest answer to that question, Jesse, I think some of this has to do with the fact that it came in a dream. When I'm awake and that kind of thought pattern happens, I'm like, oh, this is a thought. This is a lie, you know? So if I have some kind of anger that's creeping up when I'm awake, it's like, that's not me. That's not me. But something about the fact that this just happened in a dream while I was sleeping.
Well, you were just like you were when you are when you're not asleep, you're falling unconscious in your sleep, and you still believe it's you happening, and it's not. You're just falling unconscious. Eventually, if you stay with it, you won't go unconscious when you sleep. You will sleep in a stage of consciousness, and you'll have the best sleep you ever had. But you're just going unconscious while you sleep. That's all it is.
Right. And, you know, the other thing is, Jesse, I think maybe another reason is, I'm thinking that I'm getting over this and I'm getting better. Like, wow, this whole silent prayer thing's working. You know,
if you're thinking that you're getting over, then you're not getting over it, because thinking is keeping you. All you're doing is creating another false image. But getting over it, when you're getting it over, there is no thinking about it at all. It just is. And a person that's walking in the spirit of the Father is not thinking. You don't think about it. You're just free. And there's nothing to think about.
Right.
So just be patient and stop identifying with it. When you see the news, when somebody attack you or whatever happens, just know this is not you. And don't go with it. You got to stop going with it. You got to stop letting evil steal your present, the moment, the now away from you, and give you a false illusion of the future or past. You got to watch it so it doesn't steal you from now. Everything you are, everything you want, everything you need, all the answers are always right here, right now. The truth is always with you, but you're letting the spirit of evil steal the moment away from you, the present, by going along with thoughts.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. That's something. It's incredible. I feel like I've heard you say that so many times before in different ways, and for whatever reason, I got tricked.
Yeah, you just believed the thought because you didn't see them coming. They took you over before you realized, and they gave you a feeling of anger, a feeling of why they voted for Joe Biden, and you went along with it rather than observing it.
Right. That's incredible. Yeah.
Amazing.
Thank you, Jesse.
Are you
Thank
doing
you.
this? You're welcome. Are you doing the silent prayer every morning, every night?
Yes, sir.
Nice. Stay with it. Stay with it. Stay with it. And it'll start, the darkness will start to, it's already disappearing, but if you stay with it, the light get brighter and the darkness get weaker, and the darkness will have to disappear.
Absolutely, Jesse. I've noticed less and less anger it's been dramatic. It's been a dramatic few months since starting the silent prayer and forgiving my mother and that whole thing. So I thank you for everything you're doing and the message you're putting out there.
You're welcome. And never call the darkness you again. Don't call anger I. Don't call sadness I. Don't call fear I. Don't call loneliness I. Don't call anything I anymore. You want to die from those false eyes, those false identities.
Absolutely.
All right?
Thank you, Jesse. Yeah, and that's a great background that the Anchor Baby did.
I know.
Yeah, he's a talented guy.
He's very the Hate was in here a few minutes and he saw it. He like, that's too busy for me. I like the first one. I'm like, what the?
He layered 3 different images in there. There's the tree, there's the moon, the house. There's a lot of different things going on there.
There are
he's
2
an artist.
houses. There's one way in the background like a castle, and then there's a small house right below it, and the trees and the clouds and the smoke and the moon and the bats in the belfry.
Now make sure he's not smoking something.
Evidently.
Yeah, that was a great fellowship, by the way, this past Sunday, too.
It was amazing. Amazing. Thank you, Rob. I appreciate you, man.
Thank you, Jesse. Absolutely. Have a great day.
All right, buddy. Stay with it.
Will do.
Okay. Hey, Josh. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Jesse.
Hey.
How you doing, buddy?
All is well.
Man, it's good to talk to you.
Thank you.
Well, I won't keep you long. I'm actually in Alabama right now. I'm from Mississippi. I've moved to Alabama. Your home state. But,
sweet home, Alabama.
That's right, a little further south, closer to the water. But the question I have is, I've recently, my life's been changed from you waking me up and let no man teach you. So you've reminded me of things that I've known, and it's been amazing. So my question is I've recently, I don't really go to a church, but there's a little gathering of some older people that I was invited to. I'm a contractor, and it's been months ago when they told me about it, and I just all of a sudden went a few Sundays ago, but I was approached by the 70 AD theory of Christ's return then, and I've never even heard of that, as far as the speculation or the maybe true, I don't know, but have you had any thoughts on that or opinion?
Are you saying 70 A.D. Christ will return?
Right. They said that we can't be waiting on Christ to return because he already returned in 70 A.D., at the fall or at the destroying of the temple.
Well, I don't know about the 70 A.D. thing, but I do know that Christ has returned, but he lives within you. And that happened when he was on the cross, and he said that it was done. And what that meant, what he meant by that is that the devil has been defeated. He has no power. Christ took the sting out of death, and that we don't have to die anymore, and we don't sin anymore because Christ sacrificed and got us back. He bought us back. We're now owned by God, but most people just don't know it at this point. But we are free, and we don't know it because everything has been done. The evil spirit has been conquered.
And I know, I don't believe, I know that that's true, because once the kingdom of heaven is within, and once we get out of our own way and just submit 100%, and that was my problem, is not submitting 100%. And then my heart was changed. I went and apologized, man, and it was unbelievable. So it's, or forgave, not apologize, really, but just forgave. And I didn't even realize all those years I was holding on to something that wasn't mine to hold on to, you know.
Yes.
And it was unbelievable, and I just try to spread the word of, and it's so simple. Once we do forgive, it is, life changes, man. And it's like I have a whole new life starting about 4 years ago, and it is unexplainable. But
well, God said that His ways were simple, His ways are easy, His burdens are light. And that is what happened once you return to the Father. Your burdens become light, your ways become easy and simple. And so
and that is truth.
Yeah.
That is nothing but truth, man. And his plans for us is much greater than what we could ever have imagined for ourselves.
Yeah.
And we screw it all up, you know, without... Well, I mean, and, you know, there was a little phrase that a lot of us have been guilty of saying, that God will never put on you more than you can handle, which is the complete opposite of true.
Yes.
You know, he puts on, there is always more than you can handle, because He's going to show you got to have Him, you know, and that, you know, of ourselves we are nothing, of ourselves we could do nothing. So if once we think that we can do anything without Him, then He'll show you just how much we are.
Even then, He doesn't put anything on you. He allow it to happen because you're not watching what's going on with yourself. So He allowed it to happen in hopes that it'll wake you up and make you cry out to Him.
Yeah, just like Job, I guess, would be a good example. But that was my first time hearing that, and you know, it was kind of strange for a couple Sundays. You know, I'm like, I was agreeing. I'm like, the kingdom of heaven's within Christ is here. He's within us all. You know, that accept, and that's the only choice we have, is to accept good or evil. And I mean, if we choose Christ, then it is bliss. This is heaven. You know. And
when He said it was done, it was done. Then everything was done.
Right.
We've been bought back. We're neither sinners nor saints. We're neither right nor wrong. We're neither good nor evil. And we are to just live and let the light guide us.
Okay. And when I heard that date, I was like, man, I've never put a date on it.
Yeah, don't put a date on it.
You know?
You're right.
I mean, that's putting You know, I'm not putting a title or a date or anything. I just know that Christ is within me, and I am in heaven. You know, like this is heaven for me. But
that's right. That's right.
And I will say that my wife has she rebelled and she pushed against it for the longest time, and then I guess not even my words, but just living truth, you know, and no hate, no anger or resentment. It's converted. I'm not going to say converted, but it's made her submit. And she said that I wanted to submit. You know, that's what she searched for her whole life, is submitting to, you know, to her father, and then for a true man to be her leader, you know. And it's not a power thing, but it's a spiritual thing, and it's our duty, you know, and I understand that now, and I'm able to do that for her, you know.
That's what every woman on this side of heaven want. Every woman wants a man that she can obey. And they don't find it, but that's what they want. And so I totally understand.
Of all people, my wife, when she told me that, you know, you would never have, if you would have known her before, you know, that's the last thing that would have come out of her mouth until she realized that this is truth. And I mean, I didn't try to boss her or control her. I just led by, you know, as Christ was leading me, and she just really submitted and was like, this is what I've been searching for my whole life, and I cannot believe that God put this for me. We've been married 20 years.
Amazing. Well, sometimes it takes 50 years, and then you see a little glimpse in your wife, and then you die. So you're lucky it happened 20 years.
I know, right? Maybe I'll get, at least I've got a few years out of it. You know,
yeah.
my luck, I'll die, or a couple of days later I'll die, but I've enjoyed heaven for a little while before, so
Yeah.
it's, man, I want to get in on a counseling session with you. I'll give you guys a call back. And
Okay.
I'd like for her to sit in so we could just chop it up with you, man. We love you, bro.
Thank you. Let me ask, what did your mother say? How did she respond or react when you went and forgave her?
Well, I'll tell you that my mom was, she accepted. My grandmother and grandfather raised me.
Oh, okay.
But, and they were a very good example, but none of us are perfect. And, bro, my grandfather's since passed, or he's passed before I woke up. And I went to my grandmother, and just like you say, man, if you want to see the hell and Satan come out, you forgive a woman. And my sweet little grandmother that plays the organ and piano in our family church, that I grew up in.
Right.
Man, what you got to forgive me for? And I'm like, get behind me, Satan. I'm sorry, and then I simply was like, is anyone perfect? Or is anyone perfect, Grandma? And she's like, no. And I said, well, that's why I forgive you. I apologize for resenting you. And she was just like, you little berber, and you could just tell that. But she came around, and I'm like, well, you better be glad my grandpa's not here because he put you back in check, But
amazing. Well, nice.
Yeah, man, it is amazing, brother, and I love you guys so much, man. And keep on doing that work, and I look forward to speaking to you guys again.
Absolutely. Stay with it, Josh. Stay with it.
Man, I will, brother. I pray without ceasing all day because I don't know nothing I'm doing. I'm a contractor, and I don't have a clue. I'm led, and I just, I know it's the right way. So
right on.
It's amazing, my man. All right, brother.
All right.
Y'all have a great day.
You too, Josh. Good to hear from you. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, buddy.
Bye. Amazing. Waking up around the world. Every human being can wake up. If every human being woke up right now, everybody would lay down their weapon. I'm telling you the truth. Every human being is possessed by evil or by good. You are not in control of the way you think or anything. You don't know what's going on. You got to pay attention to every thought. All thoughts are all lies all the time about anything. No, you cannot be possessed by both. You can only be possessed by one, evil or good. They cannot live in the same house. Giovanni, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse.
Hey.
How's it going?
All is well.
All right, I'm a big fan of the show.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, so I wanted to ask you how I should handle this, or if there's anything that I could do.
Okay.
It's kind of complicated. I'll try to make it simple. So I'm one of 4 other siblings, and I'm the only one that was raised alone by my dad. When my parents split up, my 2 older brothers were like 18, and they were already, doing their thing.
Okay.
And then I have a little sister, and she was raised by my mother. I feel like my brothers and my sister resent me for being raised alone by my father, because my mom had some mental illnesses, and that was due to some trauma and whatever in her life.
Right.
And I feel like they've made me like an outcast in the family, and I want to have a relationship with them, but it's met with a lot of, stuff that I can't really uncover. I wanted to know if you had an opinion on that.
When you ask them about it, what did they say? When you ask, why are you making me outcast, what did they say?
Well, I don't know if I ever really asked that.
Why not?
I feel like, I don't know. It's hard. It's not like it's very direct. It's just the relationship isn't there.
Well, why not ask so you can see what they're thinking? Because all thoughts are all lies all the time. And if you ask, at least you know what they're thinking. Then you see how to deal with it, what to do about it.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
And why haven't you asked?
I don't know. I guess I mean, I guess I have tried to ask in some ways, and I just don't really have a straight answer. I'm trying to figure it out.
But you can't figure it out. And the feelings and the thoughts and the feelings you have, it might not be true because all thoughts are all lies all the time. So the feelings you are having is not telling you the truth.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to ask. Can I ask you one more question?
Let me ask this first. What does an outcast feeling feel like?
I just feel like I don't have that bond and relationship with my siblings that they have with each other.
And
I'm like,
do you want it?
Yeah, of course I want it.
Why?
I don't know. Like, it's nice being close with family.
Why?
I don't know. I'm like Italian, so we like to be close with each other.
But there is no such thing as a close family.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Because those families that are telling you that they're close, they're fighting one another like cats and dogs. They're not close. They're just pretending.
Mm-hmm.
So your idea about a close family doesn't exist.
Okay.
But anyway, I would suggest...
kind of depressing.
I'm sorry?
I said that's kind of depressing.
Why?
I don't know. I like value relationships with people.
Why?
Especially family.
Why?
I thought everyone does.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know.
Why did you think that?
It's just like how it is. Like, you want to be close with your siblings.
Why?
I really have I don't know how to answer that.
So you want something, but you don't know why you want it.
It feels nice to be like loved with your family.
Have you ever had that with them before?
I have it with my father for sure.
Right, and you should have it with your father. But if you have it with your father, that means that nothing is missing. Why are you trying to get it with someone else?
Yeah. Okay. So
no, that was a question.
Oh, I don't know why I try to do that.
Because
that's kind of like
missing.
my second question I wanted to ask you about.
Okay.
So, like I said, I moved out. My mom, I moved in with my dad when I was like 7 years old. My family split up.
Thank God your father took you and not your mama.
Yes. So I've noticed that. So I think, it's a big reason why they resent me. But anyway.
Did they say they resent you?
I've heard very unusual comments that show that they resent me, yes.
You heard comments from them that implies that they resent you?
Yes.
Then why didn't you ask then, you resent me? Why didn't you ask right then why you were in front of them?
Mm-hmm. It's so hard to, because it's like I have asked them, not directly like, hey, why do you resent me? Just like, why do you feel that way?
Why is it hard to ask that?
Yeah.
No, that was a question.
I'm processing it. I don't know. It's not hard. I guess I should be more direct.
Yeah. Well, anyway, finish your question.
So, like I told you, my parents split up when I was 7. I moved in with my dad, and my mother lived like an hour away from me for, she died recently, but she lived. Yeah, she did. So she lived an hour away, and I probably saw her 20 times in over like a course of 10 years, maybe 12 years, and I guess I felt like I have like abandonment issues, and it's difficult for me to deal with, like, even in relationships with women. I just really freak out at like losing them, and I don't want to be that way.
Right.
It's pretty annoying, and it's hard to deal with. So.
And your question is what?
how should I maneuver getting over that and stop being so attached and like dealing with attachment issues?
Number one is, let me ask, describe for me what abandonment issue feel like.
Okay, so I don't know. I was dating this girl. It was like a crappy relationship, and I could tell that she was like 1 foot out the door, and like I couldn't really comprehend that. I wanted to make her stay, and I don't know why I couldn't be happy with being alone. Like I have a lot of great things going for me, but I just place so much emphasis on it. It's like my ego feels like I'm failing, and I build people up in my head.
I got you. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You don't have, there's no such thing as abandonment issues. That's just another word, or words made up to cover up anger. You are angry, and anger is evil because it turns you away from life. It turns you away from the Father, from God. And so you are angry, and if you want to feel whole again, you got to overcome the anger. You must forgive your mother for whatever she did that she wasn't there to raise you, help your father raise you, and forgive your father for whatever things he may or may not have done while you were growing up. But you have anger issues. You got to overcome the anger.
Okay, alrighty.
Because in that anger, the imagination, which is all lies all the time about anything, it's telling you that, oh, you have abandonment issues. You have these issues. Your brothers and sisters don't like you. It's telling you lies and trying to encourage you to use outer things to make you feel whole within, and that's never going to work. If your brother and sister do have issues, it's not your fault. It has nothing to do with you, and it's their fault. As adults, they won't let it go, but it has nothing to do with you at all. They have to overcome their anger too. And as far as the family thing, Italian family, if you notice, the Italian is controlled by their mother. They are controlled by their mothers, and it's all centered around the mama. The mama has created them in her image, and she controls them in the same way all families of all cultures do. It's the same spirit.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Okay.
And in that spirit, they don't have love for one another. They're not tight. They don't protect each other. They use each other. And when they can't use them anymore, they get angry. So they don't have love either. So that's just another false idea that you're having. Everything that you're looking for, Giovanni, everything you're looking for is inside of you. You must look within and not without. Because let's say that your brother or your sister say, okay, man, we love you. We're tight. We love you. You're still going to feel that like something is missing. It's not going to satisfy you. It won't make you whole.
Okay. All right.
Have you heard me say forgive your mother?
Yes, I have. And I forgave my mother while she was on her deathbed.
Oh, you told her?
So, yeah, she died a couple hours later.
Nice. What did you say to her?
I said, I forgive you. I know that it wasn't you.
Nice.
Yeah, she had like a very traumatic childhood, which I think is the reason why.
Every child has that. Every child has it.
Yeah, but this was extra, like with, I'm sure you can imagine.
No such thing as extra. Evil is evil is evil.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And how about your father? Do you have any issues with him?
I know. My dad's like basically coddled me my entire life.
What does that mean?
Like we're just incredibly close. He's like my best friend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are you doing the silent prayer?
Honestly, no. No, I'm not.
Well, suffer and die. What the?
Okay, I will start doing the silent prayer.
Why have you been doing it? Just FYI.
I'm going to be honest with you. I've recently gotten back into religion. I've been in a fallen state for a long time. And I don't know.
But religion is not the answer either.
Well, I mean, believing in God, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't want to say I was like agnostic, like I don't really know, like looking at things very logically, like it's all, you know.
Right. Well, do the silent prayer and every morning, every night. Rebuildingtheman.com/silent prayer. rebuildingtheman.com/prayer or silentprayer.video. Because if you have gone and forgiven, you're on your way now. So if you do the silent prayer, so that the light of the Father can bring you out of your thoughts, out of your imagination, and you just start observing them rather than believing them, you'll be fine. You just need to work on you at this point. Your problem is not outside, it's inside of you.
Okay.
You still
All right.
believe in the lies and thoughts and emotions.
Yeah, I agree.
So give that a try, and then the next time you see your brother and sister, if you want to know something, just ask. That's all.
Okay.
And don't assume. Don't assume.
All right.
That makes sense?
Yes, it does.
All right. Would do anything else?
No, you want to hear my Donald Trump impression?
Yes.
Frankly, I'm on the phone with Jesse Lee Peterson. He's a great guy. He calls me the Great White Hope. I mean, really, this Jesse guy, he's a great guy. All right, that's it. Thank you.
That was amazing. Thank you. Nice.
All right, take care. Thank you so much.
All right, buddy. Amazing. Amazing. See how everybody have the same issue? It's a spiritual issue, folks. It doesn't matter if you're Italian, white, Muslim, Jew, Gentile, black, Chinese, Mexican. It's the same spirit. You're not your body. You're not your emotions. You're not your thoughts. And the devil tell everyone the same thing. He lied to you.